What's poppin', guys? You got your coach of the Chim Chargers for our Week 12 GBA match versus my buddy CrimsonCBAD, coach of the Detroit Steel Wings, a very good friend of mine, and he's bringing a team of Donphan, Thunderous Incarnate, Suicune, Lycanroc Dusk, Mega Beedrill, and Infernape. We are, of course, bringing our squad from the building video from yesterday, so check that out if you want to know the sets that I'm bringing. You pretty much should be already familiar with it, I guess, if you watch my Week 5 match. It's basically the same exact team. I just swapped out a special Scarf Hoopa Unbound for a physical Scarf Hoopa Unbound. A little bit mixed as well because it has Dark Pulse on it, but mainly just a physical Scarf set here. Looking at his team, of course, he's bringing a lot of different things, I guess. He did not have Suicune last time. Did not have the Lycanroc and the Donphan last time. Not surprised that he brought Donphan this time. Donphan, I mean, he should have brought it last time, I felt, and he is bringing it this time, so that's good for him. I can expect that to be an AV Donphan, so that he can have an answer to my electric type Pokemon, which did very, very well last time, and I do expect it to do as well this time. Lycanroc, something we have to watch out for if it's SD, Accelerock, or Sucker Punch or something. Maybe he has that for Raichu specifically because it kind of gave him a lot of trouble last time. He may need some kind of priority to be faster than it, so that's kind of makes sense that Lycanroc came this time. And Suicune, I didn't really expect too much, but it is here. Nothing really difficult about it because we have, electric terrain so that he can't go for rest. If he's sub CM, we have Encore on Alolan Raichu, as well as just having Roar on Empoleon, which it can't really do much against. So my game plan going into this match was to, of course, try to get best Defogger to get up rocks as and when I can, so that his team will be chipped down and basically eliminate Donphan. Like, my main goal in this match right now, eliminating Donphan so that Alolan Raichu can put it to work and so that he has no answer to electric type Pokemon, because that's the only thing stopping it. Donphan does not have the best recovery, and on top of that, he's likely, because he is likely running AV, he's not going to have recovery from leftovers or anything like that, and that thing gets chipped down really quickly. So I guess other sets that he might have is maybe Scarfed Infernape is what I'm thinking here, as well as I guess some kind of setup Thunderous. So let's just go ahead and see what goes down in this match here. I figured my best lead was gonna be my Gligar, just because it does so well versus his team. Like, it's great versus if he leads off with Lycanroc or if he leads off with Beedrill or Infernape. I guess not just the Suicune, but we can switch out to like Empoleon or something. Even the Thunderous, it's not a bad lead because it kind of forces him not to go for an electric type move, so we can play accordingly. Versus Donphan, we can U-turn out, so we have momentum on Gligar. Let's just go ahead and see what happens here, and let's get right into it for our final week of the GBA before playoffs. Here we go, and let's see what happens here. He is, of course, going to be challenging me. This may or may not be his first mistake. We'll have to find out, and he does lead off here with the Donphan, as I do lead off here with my Gligar, so I'm like, okay, not bad. He's leading off with the Donphan, probably going to get up rocks or something. So I'm going to go for the U-turn here. Take this as an opportunity to go right into my Kyurem, because Kyurem can force things out. I'm bringing it in before rocks are up, so this thing will be great, especially since he did not bring Jirachi, which I was pretty surprised about. So there are really no kinds of walls to a Dragon Pulse here, so I'm actually going to go for that, as he does stay in. So I was kind of surprised that he'd want to stay in with his Donphan when it's his only Pokemon that can check electric types. Goes for a Stone Edge and crits me, and I'm a little bit upset about the crit, so I decided to sack it off here and say, I'm like, Kyurem, you know what, you got crit, buddy, go ahead and get knocked out here. So now I'm going to go into my Empoleon after I'm losing my Kyurem, because I can just go for a Scald, as he goes for an Earthquake, as he is actually faster than me. So I pop a Shucca Berry so that I am able to eat this up really well and can go for the Scald here, try to get a burn on this thing. I expected to be faster as well, but he actually, I think, is faster than my Empoleon. So he probably set it to be that way, but I actually do get a burn, which is nice. Very, very good to make up for that crit there. And I can expect him to want to switch out, and predicting him to be switching out here so that he can preserve the electric immunity. Gonna go for the rocks, and that is crucial because his team now is gonna get chipped down. Best Defogger, of course, putting in the work with the rocks, and we can actually go now into Tapu Koko so that we can sponge any hit from this thing. Electric terrain does not impact Thunderous because it's flying type, so this T-Bolt isn't going to be doing too much at all. And I can safely click Volt Switch here, because even if he wants to go back into Donphan, this thing is weakened. It's gonna take a little bit from rocks as well, and the burn damage, which is actually not gonna knock it out. But now I am able to just go right for a Dazzling Gleam, as he goes for an Ice Shard, doing about like 2% damage or something. I can just go ahead and knock this thing out here, and Donphan is gone, which means that no electric immunities. No electric immunities at all. He's going to go into Infernape. I can expect him to be a Choice Scarf because that's kind of how he brought it in, leading me to think that he's Choice Scarf. So I'm going to switch out here into my baby Chimp, my nice little Gligar, and take any hit from this thing. And he goes for a U-turn, so good play predicting my switch out, not wanting to sack Coco, because Coco is crucial to keep up electric terrain so that Raichu can put in the finest of work. So he's going to go to Suicune here, and I got a perfect wall for that thing. Gonna go out here into my Empoleon because I don't want this thing, clicking Ice Beam or Scald or anything on my Gligar. And Empoleon's great because it can roar this out if he wants to set up here, and he's actually sub. Leads me to believe he is sub Calm Mind Suicune, which means that unless he has Roar, he can't really have any sort of faster move to phase me out. So he's actually gonna go for a Scald here. So I'm just guessing he's like a standard sub CM set or something. I'm gonna go for the Roar and get the Suicune out of here, which means that when he comes back in, he'll take more rocks damage, which is perfect, which is absolutely perfect. So he's gonna go into his Infernape, or I'm gonna roar him out into his Infernape, and I can just switch out here into my Gligar, and I go into Gligar, of course, being a wall. He goes for a Flare Blitz here, and judging, as you can see, he goes for a Flare Blitz. Judging by the damage, it looks to be Choice Banded actually, because I'm a pretty physically defensive set with the Violite, so I could have actually outrun it with Coco, but I would never have expected him to be banded and trying to bluff a Scarf or something. So I'm going to go for the Roost here as he goes into Thundurus, expecting him to want to go for HP Ice, or maybe him predicting my Coco to come in. I'm actually going to throw him a little curveball here and go into my Hoopa Unbound, my Choice Scarf Hoopa Unbound, as he goes for the sub, and this is absolutely perfect. I know for a fact he's going to forget that Hoopa Unbound's Hyperspace Fury goes through Substitute. So I'm actually going to stay in here with the Choice Scarf Hoopa, outrunning Thundurus, go right for the Hyperspace Fury, and knock out the Thundurus through its Substitute. So that was like, I was pretty happy about that. I had a feeling like he was going to stay in and stuff like that too. So he's going to go into Lycanroc, and I'm at -1 right now. I don't think a Accelerock can take me out here, so I'm just going to stay in and go for another Hyperspace Fury. He actually doubles out, predicting me to switch in fear of a Accelerock, but I'm just staying in here, going for the Hyperspace Fury. We knock out Mega Beedrill once again, just like in the last time we faced him in Week 5. We were able to knock out Mega Beedrill with Hoopa Unbound, and we get to see that once again. So he's going to go right back into his Lycanroc. Now I know I'm at -2. Like I know that Accelerock is going to be doing a ton of damage, and I don't want to lose Hoopa Unbound. So I'm going to switch out here into my Gligar, knowing full well that he is probably going to click Accelerock because he does do just that. And I'm at a pretty healthy amount of HP, so he's going to go for Stone Edge, doing a bit of damage as I go for an Earthquake. No point in letting this thing set up or going for U-turn or anything. Everything that wants to come in takes an Earthquake, relatively not too well. So he is now going to go into Suicune. I guess that could have taken it, but maybe he predicted me to U-turn or predict him to want to switch out or something. But here what I can do is I can go, instead of going into Empoleon and trying to let this thing set up or anything like that, I can actually just go into my Tapu Koko, get up the terrain to set it for my Raichu basically, and he's going to go for a Scald here, which is not going to knock me out. So at this point in time, I've basically won the game. He has Suicune and Infernape both, so I can just go right for the Volt Switch here, knock out the Suicune. If he had switched out to Infernape, that would have gotten knocked out, and that would not have been favorable for him. So I can now just go for the Volt Switch into my Raichu, ending this off with the nice Choo-Choo. My boy Alolan Raichu here. He goes to his Infernape, and that is going to be GG. It is Emvee with a nice Psychic here, knocking out Infernape, outrunning it as well. Even if he was Scarf, we would have outrun that as well, because Alolan Raichu outruns pretty much everything on his team under electric terrain, which is amazing. So great game, my friend. Good game for sure. And yeah, that's basically it. I think overall, like, it was just matchup basically, because I feel like, just electric terrain, Coco Raichu, it puts in so much work versus his team. He only has Donphan Tangela, which sponge electric hits. That's it. Tangela's not even like the greatest of sponges, which is probably why I didn't even bring it anyways. Donphan was his only Pokemon. Once that was gone, I don't think he could have really done much to play around it, especially since I preserved Coco really well, had Raichu in the back, and that was basically it. So we end off the season with a nice 5-0 victory, and that's it. Basically, we are now done with the regular season right before playoffs, and going into playoffs, I guess we can talk about that for a little bit. So it's a tight race right now. It's a pretty tight race. We're either going to be facing Lars, Joey, or Gio, I think. If Joey beats Lars, because I think they're playing that for their final week 12. If Joey beats Lars, then I think depending on the differential, if I'm not mistaken, Lars could be 4th seed and Joey can be 3rd, which means, I mean, we're guaranteed 1st seed right now. We played really well over the course of the season, and in my opinion, I think we did a pretty decent job, as well as just making sure that we stay on the top. So I think we'll be playing Lars if Joey wins really well, or if Joey loses actually, and if Gio wins his last week, which is versus Coach Z, then it's gonna be tough for Joey. I think it's gonna be really tough. I don't think Joey can make it then if he loses with a differential of higher than 1-0, or if he takes an L that's higher than 1-0, and Gio wins higher than 1-0, then we play Gio as the 4th seed. So I think the way that we play Joey is if he loses 1-0 and Gio wins. I don't remember the thing, but like there's a chance we can face one of them. Basically, you know, long story short, there's a chance we can face one of them, and I'm not gonna spoil what happened, and you guys will have to see for yourself who we're going to be facing. And I'm pretty excited to go into playoffs and trying to win the whole thing again. I mean, last time, of course, we got unfortunate. This time, I'm hoping that we can make it through. So anyways, that's going to be it from me. Hope you all enjoyed this match. I had a lot of fun. Of course, good game to my boy CrimsonCBAD. Be sure to check out his channel as well as the video on his side. Very interested to see his reaction to me bringing the exact same team. I mean, like, there was no reason for me to change it in the first place because of the fact that it's just the best possible 6 I could possibly bring versus him, and yeah, so that's gonna be it. I think there's gonna be a 1-week break between now and playoffs, so I think we're all gonna get a break. I think I don't know if people are still voting on it or what. I don't know, but I heard some people wanted to take a break. I think we might be doing that for a week. So during that time, I'm gonna get back into those Showdown lives. I know people have been asking me, you know, where the Showdown lives at, and I will be bringing them back for sure. It's a little tough sometimes because I wanna do Showdown lives, and for that I gotta build a team and I gotta like practice a little bit with it. But when I'm doing GBA, like I wanna also do well in that, and I also want to team build and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it takes some time, and like we got #1 seed because we've been practicing, we've been doing well. That's where the work has been going into. But now that I get a week break, I'm gonna post some Showdown lives. I got a couple cool stuff that I got in mind here to showcase throughout the week, so we'll see about that. But in any case, yeah, that's gonna be it. I will see you guys on the next video. Should be a Showdown live coming up soon, and that's gonna be it. So peace, guys. See you in playoffs. See you in playoffs for GBA, and for Showdown lives. See you on that one. Goodbye.